Thank you for tuning in to Watch Sixto. My name's Sixto. Today is a review on this beautiful dress watch from Epos Moon Phase. This was lent in to me by an awesome guy. His name is Ross. He found out that he has an Instagram account. I'll see if I can link his Instagram account on the description below. Follow him if you have one. He was nice enough to lend me this watch for review. I found him on my Discord, which is ran by another cool guy, Wrong Time Watch, Kevin. So this has been fun wearing this beautiful watch. If you're into dress watches, and you got the money for it, definitely go out and look them up. All crafted. So thing that, well, not really much of it I found as much of an issue that right now I was trying to figure out what movement they used for this one, because Swiss made 9 times out of 10 will put a little stamp. And let's see if I can zoom in on this one. I think I see it. There it is. This bad boy is a ETA 2898, and also have this comes in two different movements. One is obviously this one, the ETA, and the other one is a clone of the ETA, which would be a Salida SW300. Either way, they both are great accuracy. They both hand wind, they hack. They both have 25 joules, 42 power reserve, 28,800 beats per hour, which comes out to 4 hertz, plus or minus 20 seconds. Honestly, you get a big bang for your buck with Swiss movements. And not to mention that this dial is freaking awesome. I had fun doing the loom shot on this one. I had this one sitting out in the sun to get some good light. And according to what they say, they have a sapphire crystal, and put that to the test. I got this little guy out. I'm gonna let it charge up. So I'm gonna keep it in the zoom position so you guys can really see the dial. There's a moon phase. You can see the stars, obviously, that you use. Well, let me get the hand out of the way. They use this as their North Star. Pretty much that's what they got the idea from, is from looking at the stars, astrology. So they figured, let's put that into, let's see if we could put that on the dial, which they honestly, they knocked it out of the park. And as you can see as well outside the track where the chapter ring will be sitting at, those are your the month, or the days of the month. Then on the inside, you got your month, then your day. So at least you know what month it is and the day. And of course, right up here is the moon, so you can see when it's full moon, half moon. Set it to whatever setting you have to set it to, and I'll show you the pushers you gotta use, which you gotta have something like this, or a toothpick. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit so you guys can get a better visual. So let's get a little bit more. So for the where the 2 o'clock position is at, is set for the to change the phase, change the moon. Let's see. Don't want to scratch this. You got, so this, since I said it's an ETA, but they modified it so they could do this. How cool is that? So this is one of the reasons people have watch winders, so they could keep, especially so they could keep this guy going. So once it's set, you set it to the whatever it is for the calendar. Then at the 4 o'clock, you got the date. You got your date to change. Then over here at your 8, you change the month, which you drop to November, December. Sorry for that. I'll show you. Then, so you change the month here. Then this is where you change the date. So we were sitting on the 22nd of the time of filming. And then you advance by pushing it. Then that automatically jumps to the month. So quick and simple. Manual. You could also manual wind. And so they say they have a sapphire crystal on the front. Let's take that off. And we'll test. Wait, so we can see it reads that we have sapphire in the front and the case back. So this is a sandwich dial. Sapphire front and back, which you just saw a few moments ago, because like I showed you earlier, the ETA is tucked away into here where you can barely even see it, which is actually pretty cool that they stamp their movements. And well, since it's a dress watch, I wish it was more than 5 atmosphere, because it's like literally splash proof. I wish it was I wish they made all the watches 100 meters, except for the really thin dress watches that obviously that are thinner than this. Then those would be the exception to the rule. But the cool part is that they put for the lugs, to remove them, they put screws just on one side, so a little quicker to change the straps. This is on the genuine leather, and of course they have their branding stamped on there. Feels great, even on the wrist. Feels like there's nothing on your wrist, but when you look down, you see it. So I forgot to give you the measurements. So from the lug to lug, I measured it at 50 millimeters. It's a 20 millimeter lug width at 10.7 millimeters thick. I measure it from the 8 and the 2 because the crown's in the way. 8 and the 2, I got it at a 41.7, and from the 9 into the 3 with the crown, measured that at 45 on the dot. I like how they gave this onion style crown, so you got with those decent knurling, so you could get a good grip. What I wish they would have done, Let's see if I can get it focused. They engraved their name on the buckle. I wish they would have went with a deployment clasp. For the reason is because you can see, let me get my little pointer out. From what you can see from these two, obviously somebody with the smaller wrist have not worn this watch, and I had it here for me and so many others. The continuously wear and tear on the leather will at least prevent from that hole to continue to get bigger, as you can see. Hopefully you can see it in the front. Let's see how it's a little worn out, but eventually in time that will be a weak point in the material, because the continuous use of always pulling it out when you set it on wrist. So when you go here, all this, especially when you got a metal, pretty much decapitating it kind of thing. But it's a little minor fix. Maybe you could go out and buy one, which wouldn't be too much of a hassle. But for the price for this little bad boy is literally under $3 grand for this little gem. Honestly, the money there is all here, because you got the modified movement. What they had to finesse, whatever they had to do to make that ETA movement compatible to hold the moon phase. That alone is not an easy feat to do, which they managed to do it on the ETA movement, which is almost like similar to a 2824, but they just revamped it, put a moon phase. They modify where the date wheels, the date wheels are put at, so there's more thought, effort in creating such a lovely timepiece that this is. I hope I'm doing this watch justice. I know I am a small channel. I don't have the greatest technology, but this watch is freaking, it's like freaking awesome. You can see that people were wearing this. Some scuff marks on there, but this watch has character to it on its own, and it's crazy that other YouTubers had their hands on this, and now my hands are on it. And honestly, I'm not a YouTuber, quote unquote. I'm just a watch lover. I just love watches, and I actually got lucky enough to hold such a lovely piece like this, because you got so much detail on here. The brush polish, look how they engrave on the case with the precision. It's just freaking insane how they came up with this. It's actually not too thick. Anybody with a 6-inch, maybe the smallest I could really think of, somebody that has a 5 and almost like a 5.5, 5 7/3 inch wrist could pull this off, but that be stretching it. So sapphire crystal, you got a crazy lume on here that honestly, this lume could probably rival Seiko lume, but you guys will see when I put in the lume shot on here. I did it for 15 minutes, which the loom was fantastic for it, because they're trying to copy the stars that you see at night. You can see the Big Dipper. So when you see the loom, let me know what do you guys think about it in the comments below. And what do you guys think about this watch? Do you see yourself eventually getting a watch like this? Would you be even consider dropping $3,000 on a watch like this? Because everything else could be changed. New straps, could change them into a silicone rubber strap. Because I just like how they got the almost like the alligator look to it. If you guys make it this far, I do appreciate you guys. Leave me a comment on what do you guys think about the watch, especially about the loom. Do you think I'm overthinking it, that they could compete against the Seiko? Until then, you guys are awesome. See you guys. Bye.